10 things INFJs should never apologize for. Sometimes, the INFJ personality walks through life with a quiet, constant habit. Apologizing for things that were never wrong. Sorry for being quiet. Sorry for needing space. Sorry for feeling deeply. Sorry for thinking too much. Over time, these small apologies shape how INFJs see themselves. They begin to believe their natural INFJ traits are inconveniences, instead of strengths. But the truth is softer than that. And stronger. There are parts of the INFJ personality type that should never require an apology. Not in relationships. Not at work. Not in friendships. Not in the quiet corners of their own inner world. So let's slow down, breathe, and gently explore 10 things INFJs should never apologize for. 1. Needing alone time. For the INFJ personality, alone time is not rejection. It is restoration. INFJs absorb emotional energy from the world around them. Conversations, moods, unspoken tension, and subtle emotional shifts all pass through the INFJ nervous system. Over time, this creates emotional fatigue that others may not see. So INFJs step back. They turn inward. They choose silence. And then, they apologize. Sorry, I just need some time alone. Sorry I didn't reply right away. Sorry I disappeared for a bit. But INFJ alone time is not selfishness. It is emotional self-care. It is how INFJs protect their mental health, reset their intuition, and return to the world with clarity and warmth. Without solitude, INFJs risk emotional burnout. With it, they regain their emotional balance, their insight, and their natural empathy. Needing space is not something the INFJ personality should ever feel guilty for. It is part of the INFJ mindset and a core element of INFJ emotional health. 2. Feeling deeply. INFJs often apologize for being sensitive. Sorry I'm overreacting. Sorry I'm so emotional. Sorry I take things so personally. But emotional depth is not a flaw in the INFJ personality. It is one of the most defining INFJ personality traits. INFJs don't just experience emotions on the surface. They feel emotional undercurrents, hidden meanings, and unspoken pain. This INFJ empathy allows them to understand others in ways that feel almost intuitive. Yes, it can be overwhelming. Yes, it can make life feel intense. But it also allows INFJs to love deeply, support sincerely, and connect in ways that are rare and meaningful. The INFJ emotional world is not too much. It is simply deep. And depth is something the world quietly needs. 3. Taking time to make decisions. In a fast-moving world, INFJs can feel pressure to decide quickly. Just choose. Don't overthink. It's not that complicated. But for the INFJ personality type, decisions are never just practical. They are emotional, ethical, and long-term. INFJs naturally consider consequences, emotional impact, and alignment with their values. This careful process is part of the INFJ mindset. It is guided by intuition and a desire to live with integrity. When INFJs say, "I just need time to think," they often feel guilty, as if they are being difficult. But thoughtful decision-making is an INFJ strength. It prevents impulsive choices and protects both the INFJ and the people around them from unnecessary emotional harm. INFJs should never apologize for wanting clarity before commitment. 4. Being quiet in groups. In loud environments, INFJs often withdraw. They observe. They listen. They absorb. Then, later, they apologize. Sorry I'm so quiet. Sorry I didn't say much. But the INFJ communication style is not built on constant talking. It is built on meaningful contribution. INFJs often wait until they truly have something valuable to say. While others speak to fill silence, INFJs speak to add depth. Their quietness allows them to read the room, understand group dynamics, and sense emotional shifts others miss. This INFJ insight is powerful, even when it is invisible. Silence is not emptiness for an INFJ. It is awareness. 5. Setting emotional boundaries. INFJs are natural givers. Their empathy makes them excellent listeners and emotional supporters. But when they finally set a boundary, they often feel guilt. Sorry, I just can't handle this right now. Sorry, I need to step back. The INFJ personality struggles with boundaries because they feel responsible for others' emotions. But constantly absorbing emotional burdens leads to exhaustion and resentment. Healthy INFJ boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. They protect INFJ mental health. They preserve emotional stability. They allow INFJs to continue caring without losing themselves. INFJs should never apologize for protecting their emotional energy. 6. Wanting deep connections. Small talk drains INFJs. Superficial interactions leave them feeling empty. They crave depth, authenticity, and meaningful conversation. Yet they often feel guilty for not enjoying surface-level socializing. Sorry, I'm just not good at small talk. Sorry, I'm being too serious. But the INFJ personality is wired for emotional depth. INFJs seek understanding, shared vulnerability, and genuine connection. This is part of the INFJ inner world and a defining INFJ trait. Wanting real connection is not too much. It is simply honest. 7. Trusting their intuition. INFJs often sense things they can't logically explain. A feeling about a person. A quiet warning about a situation. An inner pull toward a certain path. Because intuition is hard to prove, INFJs sometimes doubt it and apologize when they follow it. Sorry, I just have a feeling. Sorry if this sounds weird. But INFJ intuition is one of the most powerful aspects of the INFJ personality type. It is built from pattern recognition, emotional insight, and deep subconscious processing. It may not always make sense immediately, but it often proves accurate over time. INFJs should not apologize for listening to the inner voice that guides them. 8. Caring too much. INFJs care about people, about fairness, about emotional well-being, about the state of the world. Sometimes others say, you care too much or you take things too seriously. So INFJs shrink. They soften their reactions. They apologize for their concern. But caring deeply is at the heart of the INFJ mindset. It fuels their compassion, their desire to help, and their vision for a better world. Caring is not weakness. It is emotional courage. 9. Changing and growing. As ENFJs gain self-awareness, they change. They outgrow environments, relationships, and roles that no longer align with their values. When they step away, they often feel guilty. Sorry, I've changed. Sorry, I'm not the same person. But growth is a natural part of the INFJ personality. Their reflective nature and emotional processing lead to constant evolution. Outgrowing something does not make the INFJ disloyal. It means they are honoring their personal development and emotional truth. 10. Being different. At the deepest level, many INFJs carry a quiet sense of being different. Not better. Not worse. Just different. They see things others overlook. They feel things others brush aside. They think in layers while others think in straight lines. And for much of their life, they apologize for that difference by trying to blend in. But the world needs the INFJ perspective. It needs emotional intelligence, empathy, reflection, and vision. Being different is not something to hide. It is something to honor. If you are an INFJ, you have likely apologized for parts of yourself that were never wrong. Your need for solitude, your emotional depth, your careful thinking, your quiet nature, your boundaries, your intuition, your compassion, your growth, your difference. These are not flaws in the INFJ personality. They are the very qualities that make INFJs thoughtful, kind, insightful, and quietly transformative. You do not need to shrink to make others comfortable. You do not need to apologize for existing in the way your mind and heart were designed. Sometimes, the most healing words an INFJ can learn to say are not "I'm sorry," but "This is who I am." And that is enough.